A cymbal, a timbre, a lyre, play with appropriate fashion, passion, songs of delight and delicious desire. On this night of my night, come where the so well beloved is waiting, while the I forgot the word. That song is from Kismet, the musical. And it talks about the king who's fallen in love with the heroine, and he wants to marry her. And he goes to meet her in the park, which they agreed to meet the next day, and he brings his whole entourage, and she doesn't know that he's the king. And he gets there, and she's gone. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, why is Willard qualified to even talk about this subject?
There we go. That's a question. What a question.
It's not a rhetorical question. It's a real question.
Well, I guess first we should talk about what are my qualifications to talk about the subject. I've been married 31 years, I've never been divorced, and I've never cheated on my wife.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have I thought about it? All the time. Would I ever do it? Not in your life. But I have loved. I have loved many, many times, many, many people in many, many different ways. And being that the first 20 years of my life, I mean my wife, not my life, 20 years of my wife, I always looked, is there something better than what I have? Now, I married Susan not because I was passionately in love with her. Actually, there were a few other women earlier that I was absolutely gaga over. And when I got tired of all the baloney of being a single bachelor, chasing women, and the women liking the fact that I was rich, because there's nothing like marrying a rich Jewish boy, but I didn't fill the rest of the qualifications. I wasn't tall, I wasn't handsome, I wasn't sexy, and I was more interested in making money than them. And what do men do better than anything else when they're dating?
Lie.
Yeah, that's the second thing. What's the first thing that they love to do when they're dating? Come on, guys. What's the thing you love to do when you're dating?
Diet.
Yeah, right. Richard, you're an expert. What do guys like to do when they're dating?
Some men just have sex on their mind all the time.
That's true. But what do they do while they're dating, not what they think?
Looking for other women.
Come on. All right. They talk. And they talk, and they talk, and they tell the woman about themselves, and they tell the woman what their goals are. They tell the woman what their desires is, and they talk to her and talk to her and talk to her. They talk her to death with the idea that if they keep talking, she'll fall in love with them and go to bed with them. Now that doesn't work, Richard.
How many times has it not worked for Richard?
Didn't work for
Now,
Over and over.
they may go to bed with you because you're good looking like Lance. Or even like Mick, because Mick was a pretty good looking guy in his day. Well, now he's in my day, not his day. But the truth is, we're all public speakers. What do we learn about the communication cycle? We learn that if you are interested in the other person, they will find you interesting. What is the best, most successful public speaker? Lance will tell us it's a speaker that's interested in his audience. So when you're dating a woman or married to a woman, if you're interested in what that woman has to say, what she's thinking about, or the women towards the men, they're going to love it. Now, I'm in love with several women in this room. And I don't have to withhold it because there's no secrets in my family. My wife knows everything. Even when I go on a date, I take Susan with me. I announced publicly that Roberta came over to have dinner with me, and Susan came along. Right? Kathy Oliver has been on a date with me, and Susan's along. Debbie went to the theater with me last night.
Desi.
Okay,
Desi.
calling me Debbie for months.
And Susan comes along. But what is it that just turns on somebody else? Okay, I'm going to tell you. No, money doesn't turn on guys. Money is my sublimation for sex. It's a substitute for sex. First of all, when somebody listens to you, you fall in love with them. I tell the single women in the audience, if you're talking to a man, you listen. You even can be stupid, because men are intimidated by intelligent women, and women are far more intelligent than men as a class, and they're far more educated than women as a class. But a smart woman listens. She's a good listener. And the other thing, which Susan still does after 31 years and still just drives me crazy, and Desi, when she does it by mistake, drives me crazy. When Carol does it, I don't know if it drives me crazy. But they touch me. Susan, I'm driving in the car, and Susan will take my hand while it's sitting on the steering wheel. Desi will tap me on the shoulder. Roberta gives me a hug. Kathy, she doesn't get close to me. But I got to tell you, if you listen to a man, if you're a woman and you listen to a man, and you touch him very gently, to let him know that there's a communication line, he'll fall in love with you, and you'll have him chasing you. And the last thing is, never sleep with them until you actually are madly in love with them, because that cuts the communication line and the dating cycle. Madam Toastmaster.
Excellent. Good wisdom.